What's going on, YouTube? This is Rob A again, and this time we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I decided to get a little cheaty today and show you some more of my Transformers Prime collection, but this time we're going to be doing it in the form of sort of a throwdown here. We have here the first edition and the RID version of the Deluxe Vehicon. For starters, we'll start off with first edition because he was first. As you can see, very nice packaging. It's got the foil silver lettering on the side here, as well as a foil blue down on the bottom. It comes with a display stand for your little guy there, and it's got a cool picture of the Vehicon up here and a little inset Decepticon symbol of the top. On the back, you can see the co-cell of Terracon Cliffjumper, first edition Bumblebee, which I don't believe was re-released, so I don't think you can actually get first edition Bumblebee in stores now, but that's pretty much it. Look for your favorite robots on Transformers Prime, and that's pretty much it for that one. First edition Series 006 Vehicon. Okay. That's it for that guy. You can see he's got the his gun packed in there, and it looks kind of small from what I can see, but very cool overall. Here we have the Robots in Disguise version of the packaging, and I have to say 1 point to first edition for the packaging. It's not bad. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. I just really think this is a much nicer overall eye-pleasing package, as it were. As you can see, it's the same exact picture of the Vehicon. They switched out the gun arm for the robot arm on this one and this one. Still got an inset Decepticon symbol there. Snap-on blaster cannon. You can see the gun looks a lot bigger here. But the car looks a bit smaller, and we'll get into that some more. Vehicon, Decepticon, co-cells on the bottom. We actually have stats on this one, and Vehicons are pretty strong considering. And I'll say, I think a rank of 3 is actually a little bit high. I mean, they're nothing really more than drones, so I would think, 1 or 2 at max, but Courage 7, yeah, I guess that's about right. So average specs Vehicon, Decepticon. Every Vehicon knows how likely he is to be dismantled, either by the Autobots or by a Decepticon commander in need of spare parts. Danger is just part of life for them, and they welcome it. To a Vehicon, happiness is loyalty to Megatron and a warm blaster cannon. Aww. So that's that for those guys. So what we're going to do is get them out of the package and take a look at the vehicle modes. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so here we have the Vehicons in vehicle mode. And right away, I'm sure you can see a difference. It's pretty obvious. The first edition Vehicon on the left here is quite a bit larger than his Robots in Disguise counterpart. And it's pretty noticeable. It's hard to miss. They are very close in color. This one's a little bit more of like a really dark eggplant purple, whereas this guy's pretty much straight up black. You'll notice there's a lot more panel lines on the first edition Vehicon than on the Robots in Disguise version, or RID version. The front end, as you can see, is colored a lot differently. Well, this one actually has color, I should say. You can see it's all the purple detailing is painted in, where on this guy it looks like it is... I can't tell if it's I'm gonna say no, I don't think it's painted in, and it's got a very dark... It's actually showing up a lot better on camera than it does in person. Very dark Decepticon symbol. Very dark purple, but it does have approximately the same paint on the sides, and this one actually has the stripes on the back, whereas this one has the taillights painted in. So I'm not sure what's going on with the paint apps on either of these, because they seem to be almost equal, but just in different places. I do like the wheels on the RAD version better than on the first edition. And I don't know if it's just on my copy, but mine doesn't really want to roll all that well, the first edition version, and I think it's just maybe due to his transformation. I'm gonna maybe chalk it up to that at the moment until I figure out exactly what. Yeah, it rolls a little bit better, but this one's pretty solid in rolling. So I'm gonna say so far 1 point to first edition. So connecting the first edition Vehicon's weapon to the Vehicon itself, in vehicle form anyway. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's only one way to do so, and it is by just taking this little tab and plugging it in just like that onto the hood of the car. And that's pretty decent looking. I mean, it's alright. Nothing wrong with that, right? So the RAD version does have a 5mm port right here. It has these little tabs you can barely make out just on the very top of the car here, which is a very nice touch. They didn't have to add that in. You can take this guy and plug it right into the side here, and you got that going on. Nice side cannon, which is pretty cool. Or you can take the little clip and just clip it right onto the edge here, and now you've got, and you can see that this kind of surrounds the headlight and just makes a really cool effect, and you can have that going on. So accessory in vehicle mode, point to robots in disguise. So we're going to put these aside and get down to the transformations. Okay guys, so we're going to start by transforming our first edition Vehicon, and to do that we're going to flip them over like so. We're going to unpeg the sides of the car here, kind of pull this whole little stock assembly down. These are going to be the arms. We're going to flip this guy right back over and pull the hood up, detach the top of the car, the roof of the car here, and just kind of pull it back like so. And flip these little guys up and out of the way. Next we're going to take these little front bits and kind of just flip them out to the side like so, and then just kind of get this whole guy out of the way here so we can pull the feet out. And here are the feet. So we got the little toe kind of sticking out like that, just like that. And then these don't really plug into anything here, they just kind of hang off the back. And there we go. We're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So now we're going to take the front hood of the car and just kind of flip it up and under the butt area, just to kind of get it all out of the way. And then we're going to take this back piece and just kind of pull it down, forming kind of a little butt cape situation going on here, just like so on. So we have to turn the arms around and then separately turn the waist around. Okay, there we go. And now take the other arm, we pull it out, pull out the little hand, flip down the windshield thing, push that in, and ow, that hurt. And I think we've got some arms going on here now. Okay, so now we are going to take the Vehicon's head here and kind of pull it down as best we can, if we can actually get it to go. If I can get this chest piece out of the way here. Okay, so we flip this one up, we pull this guy down, and now we just pull this whole shenanigans, I'm thinking, down. There we go. So that goes up, and then it plugs in there. Alright, so now we have Vehicon head in place. And then we just kind of lift up the wheels. And I believe that they will tab in to the back of the chest and torso assembly here. That's pretty much it. You've got yourself a first edition Deluxe Vehicon. And yeah, so he's looking pretty cool. That was really quite a lot of work. that was a complex transformation, I'll tell you what. Well, here he is. He's pretty mean looking, pretty powerful looking. Very nice. It's got kind of a bit of back package going on there, but that's all right. There's no problem with that. It's certainly not as bad as we've seen in the past, right, guys? So there's that, and his weapon here. You can take this guy and attach it somehow. I believe by kind of undoing the arm here and flipping this stuff in, you can plug the gun in right there, and it does a pretty good job of looking like his hand has turned into a gun, and that's pretty cool. So we're gonna put him off to the side, and we're gonna take a look at the Robots in Disguise Vehicon transformation. Be right back. Okay, guys. So to transform the Robots in Disguise Vehicon, here's what you do. Take these two halves. You pop them out like so. You take everything right here and just pull it right down. And this has got to be the coolest transformation I've seen in a very long time. But boop, 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 just like that. In again, in again. And then just like so, bam, legs right there. Very nice, very nice. The arms, you just come up here, you pull these guys down, out to the side, flip the hands out, bam, one arm. Flip this guy out to the side and down, bam, other arm, done. Now you just pull this up and bam, head pops out, and just push it back against his back like so. Lift his arms up to whatever height you like them at. You can take these wheels and kind of just push them back like so. And there you have the Robots in Disguise Vehicon. Looking super awesome. And like you would want a million of them, which is exactly what happens when you get one of these guys. You want so many more. So we'll take a quick look at this guy, and we'll take a look at his gun first. So he's got the gun just like the other Vehicon there, but he actually has 5mm hands, which the other one does not. So you can actually take it and he can hold the gun just like that if you so desire. He can also clip it to the top, thereby giving the impression that his hand is indeed turned into a gun, just like the first edition has, although he does not do it quite as convincingly as the first edition. However, I have found this to be another viable option. If you just switch hands, you can put this just under like that, take the 5mm peg and just kind of flip it up just like so, and that gives him, I think, a much nicer looking, more streamlined gun arm that I think just does a great job of representing the way it looks in the show without being too weird or looking too forced. The Robots in Disguise version, I like the coloring better on this guy. He's not as dark. He's a little more colorful. It kind of stands out a little more. You can see easily from the silhouette, they're pretty much the exact same height. You can certainly see from the silhouette that the Robots in Disguise version has almost no kibble on him. And that is amazing to me. First of all, I think that's just astonishing how well he transforms. And with just the engineering that went into it. So simple, yet so effective. So for the transformation, we're going to definitely give a point to Robots in Disguise Vehicon, because this guy was difficult. He's difficult to transform, and if you plan on army building this, you don't want to be transforming this same toy like 10 different times. It's going to become torturous. This guy is an absolute delight to transform. Like, I have several of these, and I take one around with me every once in a while just to transform it back and forth. It's super fun. It's enjoyable. But we'll get into some real quick articulation. First edition Vehicon has a rather limited ball-jointed head. It's essentially just a swivel. But he has up and down shoulders. He's got all that kind of goodness going on. He's got some elbows. He's got double hinged elbows, which is nice. They are actually, his elbow is on a ball joint, so he can move around a little bit. His hand can kind of flop due to the way it transforms. He has a waist swivel, which is always nice. That's very cool. A thigh swivel here. No bicep swivel to speak of. He does have a thigh swivel, however, and elbows and semi-posable tippy toes. And that's pretty much it for that guy as far as articulation goes. Robots in Disguise. His head is also on a ball joint, but as you can see, you can get much more range out of it. He can look up a little bit and down a little bit. He's got ball jointed shoulders, so you can get a nice range of motion there, as well as his shoulders can go up and down as well. He does have a bicep swivel. His elbow is also on a ball joint and a hinge, so you can get really nice, like he can cover his own face. He can cover pretty much any part of his body. He can hold his gun up really high, like all the way up against, really nice. Some people find it weird that their arms kind of stick out to the side a little bit like that, but I think that's kind of how they look in the show. I think that's a little more, even a little bit more accurate, and it really gives off this kind of creepy, like, drone sense that his arms kind of stick out like that. I don't find it distracting at all. I think it's just fine. He does, he can of course bend at the elbow. His hands can go, he's got kind of, the same floppy situation going on. He can go, what's going on here? Unfortunately, no waist swivel, which is kind of a bummer. They could have easily stuck one in there. I mean, they didn't need it for transformation, but he also doesn't need to not have it for any reason. Like his waist doesn't plug into anything, or it's not necessary, He does have a thigh swivel and some nice sturdy knees. They don't bend all that far, but they are very strong, very sturdy, and of course, toe wiggles. So that's pretty much it for these guys. You can find them both at retail currently. This one over here is a Toys R Us exclusive, and I believe is about $15, $16. This guy you can find all over the place, ranging anywhere from $15 to $16 down to $10, depending on where you find him. And they are both fairly easy to find these days. I know there's a lot of worry that they would be impossible to spot, but I've seen plenty of these guys out in the wild, both versions. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Even if you can't find them yourself, you may be able to find somebody that can pick one up for you. They're both really cool toys, but overall, my heart goes out to the Robots in Disguise version. And it's not often you get an RID that is far and away better and superior to the first edition. But in this case, absolutely. This has become one of my favorite Transformer toys in a long time. And I just can't say enough good things about this guy. I mean, it's an easy troop builder. It's super fun to transform. It looks great in both modes, I think. And it's virtually kibble-free robot mode. And posable. And just enjoyable. Simple. Fun. It takes literally like less than 30 seconds to transform the thing. And I just really like him. But I would definitely recommend getting one of these guys too, because he makes a great like Vehicon general. So I can have him kind of, in the back, and then all these guys kind of rushing forward to certain doom. Final tally is 2 to 3 for the total score, and for Robots in Disguise. But thank you very much for watching. As always, feel free to comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if your opinion is totally different than mine and you think I'm a jerk. That's fine too. Definitely like this video if you found it helpful. If you were on the fence between these two guys, you weren't quite sure which one was for you. And absolutely subscribe. I do love me some subscribers. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.